Hello and welcome everyone to the week ahead commodity reports, where we of course will be reviewing the markets for the week ahead. Now historically, the second quarter has always been considered one of the most lucrative periods of the year for commodity trading. Based on how 2023 has already started, this year should be no exception. Data shows that traders, they're pumping more money into commodities right now than at any other time in the last decade to capitalize on the biggest macro themes driving the markets right now, from re-accelerating inflation to the global banking crisis 2.0, and let's not forget the looming global credit crunch, which could ultimately lead to the most hotly anticipated event of all, a Fed policy pivot. Throughout our reports, we have routinely highlighted that commodity markets, they will move in very predictable cycles, presenting savvy traders with lucrative flow of week-to-week macro-driven opportunities. Once again, everything we identified with you, that has played out exactly as predicted. There's certainly no denying that the current macroeconomic backdrop, that is fueling one of the greatest wealth transfers we have seen. Since the beginning of the year, commodity prices across the board, they have been on an absolute tear, firmly positioning themselves as the best performing asset class of 2023. In fact, during the first quarter, we've already seen a number of commodities notching up spectacular double-digit gains in a single week, sometimes in a single day alone, not once, but on multiple occasions. Take March, for example. We saw commodities from the metals to the energies racking up phenomenal gains of 10% or higher over consecutive back-to-back weeks in a row, gifting traders with a magnitude of opportunities to capitalize on both sides of the big market moves. This macro-driven trend that we're seeing right now, that can be summarized by buy low, sell high, rinse and repeat, and do it all over again. Right now, these markets, they're presenting traders with an endless flow to generate 10% or higher in a single week, sometimes in a single day. So just think about that for a second. In today's inflation-adjusted terms, your money sat in the bank account will not even earn that return in a year or even 5 years from now. That's why it's no surprise that banks, they're struggling to retain deposits. Logically, it makes no sense. Why would anyone want to leave their capital, their hard-earned money, sat in the bank account on a 0% interest rate, while simultaneously allowing inflation to devalue their purchasing power when they can achieve weekly returns of 10% or higher by actively managing their wealth through trading? Interestingly, the global banking crisis seems to have been a big wake-up call. The recent flight to safety, that has seen depositors withdraw a total of $508 billion from banks across the world in the last quarter. Put another way, that's $500 billion that has already left banks. Last time we saw that outflow on this scale was during the 2008 global financial crisis, and more recently during the pandemic in 2020. Both of these occasions, that led to two of the greatest bull markets in history for the precious metals. Once again, we're starting to see all the telltale signs to indicate we could be on the verge of yet another record-breaking bull market for the precious metals in 2023 and beyond. According to Bloomberg, a second wave of deposit outflows, that is coming as customers wake up to the existence of high returns on offer to them outside the banking system. Right now, the gap between the benchmark interest rates and the interest paid by banks on deposits, it's at the wide end of historical norms, and that's continuing to widen at a rapid pace, creating a strong incentive for customers to pull money out and seek greater returns elsewhere. On the day of the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, customers, they withdrew a total of $42 billion from their accounts. That's $4.2 billion an hour, or more than $1 million per second for 10 hours straight. On the flip side, the precious metal markets, they recorded a net inflow totaling $5.9 billion. That's the second largest inflow into safe haven metals ever recorded in a single week since the 2008 global financial crisis. Interestingly, last month, policymakers on both sides of the Atlantic, they pumped over $2 trillion of liquidity into the banking system in the form of stealth stimulus. And guess who foots the bill for the stealth stimulus? You, the customer. Ultimately, banks will pass on this bill to customers by charging higher fees and lower rates on their savings accounts. In other words, sparking a global credit crunch. When you put that into perspective, it's inevitable that a second wave of deposit outflows is already on the cards. And when that happens, precious metals will hit all-time record highs. Whichever way you look at it right now, there's nothing really historical you can point to for what is going on in the markets today. The current macroeconomic backdrop that is fueling one of the greatest wealth transfers of our lifetime, presenting savvy traders with back-to-back money-making opportunities on a daily basis. The great news is this trend is here to stay and set to continue throughout 2023. It's often said that history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. Right now, we're seeing crisis on top of crisis, which, as traders know, that translates into opportunity on top of opportunity. This is the time that traders wait decades for, because it's times like these that make millionaires and billionaires out of regular people. There's lots of traders out there that completely missed out on two of the greatest wealth transfers in history, including the global financial crisis of 2008 and more recently during the pandemic in 2020. The ones that saw the opportunity and knew how to capitalize, they accumulated life-changing wealth. According to the World Wealth Report, 6.2 million ordinary people, they became millionaires for the first time during the 2020 pandemic, which is more than any other time in history. And I'm sure all of us knows a friend, a colleague, or even a family member who made an absolute fortune. But history is about to be rewritten. Once again, we find ourselves at the forefront of one of the biggest wealth creation opportunities of all time, the explosive cocktail of events that is currently unfolding that now presents the third greatest wealth transfers of our lifetime. You don't want to be the person who knew about this and you missed out again. According to Bloomberg, 1 in 2 people, they've now turned to trading to protect their hard-earned wealth from devaluation, whilst also capitalizing on the high returns on offer in this new economic climate that we find ourselves in right now. More millionaires and billionaires, they will be made this time round than ever before. The only question is, will you be one of them? Our advice is do not underestimate what you can achieve in the next 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and even 12 months from now. Right now at the Gold and Silver Club, we're consistently banking over 10,000 points profit per month, which we've transparently documented through our weekly videos. If you're trading at 1 lot, that's $100,000, and if you're trading at 10 lots, that's $1 million. The majority of our clients at the Gold and Silver Club, utilizing our proprietary research-driven trading approach, have already made in excess of 6 and 7 figures, and we're only in April. If you want to supercharge your trading results and make 2023 your best year yet, then go to jointhegoldensilverclub.com now to learn how our mentorship program can take your trading to the next level. So with that, let's move over to the charts and we'll talk you through exactly what we're looking at here as we go into next week. So firstly, have to start off with crude oil. We've been talking you through this each week, massive buy opportunities to be had right at the price swing lows here. We've been building out positions. In fact, into the Sunday open, we currently have 13 positions on crude oil. We're banked now over the last week and a half over 5,000 points profit on crude oil with our clients at the Gold and Silver Club. So of course, for every 1 lot contract that you would be trading, that's $50,000 of profit. Every 10 lot contract that you'll be trading, that's $500,000 of profit. So with that, you can see crude oil prices, they're closing limit up here on Friday. Now, it has to be stated, a lot of our analysis recently, we've been very contrarian to the rest of the market. Most of the market has been expecting oil prices to break all the way back down towards $60 per barrel, or even 50 or 55. We've definitely seen that from the sort of sentiment out there, the comments that we've been getting, because we've been going against the majority of the market here. However, we've been on side here with the banks, the institutions, and the commercial positioning, which is ramped up to the largest net position in over a decade. And in fact, just on Sunday, as this week ahead report is being recorded, we've now had news that OPEC, they've announced a surprise oil cut. So we've got the US Open at the moment, which is going to be taking place in approximately 1 hour's time. There's lots of speculation we're now going to get a very large gap higher on the Open. So Saudi Arabia and other OPEC plus oil producers on Sunday, they have announced further oil output cuts of around 1.16 million barrels per day. This is a surprise move that analysts have stated could cause an immediate rise in prices, and the United States have called inadvisable. So essentially, as I mentioned, we've got 13 trades as we go into the Sunday open here. So of course, if we do get an immediate gap higher, we're looking with our clients at the Gold and Silver Club to bank a windfall amount of profit. You can see the price is not moving at the moment because we're still about an hour just before the open. But if we do get a very significant gap higher, we're looking to again bank on strength, scale out of more profits. But it comes back to what we've been stating. We've been totally on point here that you really wanted to be building positions on crude oil as it broke back down to 70 to 65 US dollars per barrel. Those trades at the moment, some of the lower positions that we've got, they're already up over 1,000 points into Friday's close. There's been an immense opportunity here when oil prices 2 weeks ago, they broke all the way down to 15-month lows. We've been banging the drum on all of our reports over the last couple of weeks, focusing on oil. This is a market you do not want to miss out on. Just in the last week, it's up 8.6%. In 2 weeks, it is up over 1,000 points, and we're likely to get a gap higher here on the Sunday open as well, which may well accelerate as we go into the next week too. So typically the markets, they do move into risk on in the lead up to Easter, then they can pull back after Easter. So next week historically has tended to be supportive for oil prices, and of course we still have the OPEC meeting on Monday as well. This would be similar for Brent crude oil, which also had a significant breakout, so it's moved 1,000 points in the last week here. Great opportunities on both Brent and WTI crude oil to build into multiple trades over the last week. Now, as it relates to the metals, as you know, silver here, we continue to maintain our long position, which we talked you through previously, that we took on about 3 weeks ago at $20.10 per ounce. That trade at the moment is currently up just under 400 points here as we go into next week. So we're keeping that trade on for the time being. We've continued to scale out our profits, but we're keeping our core position on with silver as we head into a new week. Now, what's been very interesting as well is we've seen over the last week commercial positioning outflows has been significant. We've also seen bullion banks selling pressure as well on gold, whereas hedge funds and money managers have done the complete opposite. They've FOMO'd in at the highs here. So as we've continued to see the price accelerate higher, hedge funds and money managers were very light in their overall exposure. And now that we broke out to $2,000 per ounce, this is where they've all started to build out positions. I'm sure you've seen it out there, but there's a lot of ultra bullish analysis out there right now regarding gold to break out back above the swing highs, back to all-time highs. But the positioning in the market from the banks, institutions, commercials is not supporting this at the moment. So just be mindful of that. Once you move into April, particularly after the Easter weekend, often you can see more risk off during that period, and you may well see better opportunities to get in at lower prices. As I talked you through at the moment, a lot of our position is very heavy on the energies. We've continued to bank and scale out our positions here on the metals, most notably silver, over the last couple of weeks here, and we're looking to see if we will hit our profit target for silver over the month of April. We have to remember both silver and platinum were laggards over the whole of January, where gold continued to break out over January and February. Platinum and silver, they sold off. So they've still got some catching up to do relative to the ratios and the moves that we have seen in gold. I talked you through the opportunity on platinum last week on both of the reports, opportunities to get in at the swing lows here, especially as we get towards the end of month profit taking, end of quarter profit taking, and platinum at the moment into Friday's close is trading back at 1,000 US dollars per ounce. But again, I'm very curious here to see into the Sunday open. We've currently got oil trading at $75.68 per barrel. What gap we're going to get higher off the Sunday open? If we do see a significant gap higher off the Sunday open tonight with our 13 positions that we currently have on oil, again, it's going to offer us a great opportunity to bank a windfall amount of profit with our clients at the Gold and Silver Club. And whatever long-term goal you're looking to achieve through trading, that might be to create a full-time income, a second replacement income, or just to earn a better return on your savings, now is the time to really take action to give yourself the gift of a better 2023. If you want to maximize your money making potential and thrive, not just survive in these fast moving markets, then you need to adapt your strategy to the current market conditions, and most importantly, utilize a professional research driven approach. One of the biggest obstacles that holds back 99% of retail traders from achieving their desired success is not having access to the correct professional strategies, institutional level data, and market intelligence to make confident decisions with accuracy and certainty. There's a huge gap between the top 1% of professional traders and the bottom 99% of misguided retail traders who simply rely on outdated technical analysis and gimmicky technical indicators that don't work in these markets. If you want to get yourself out of the bottom 99% and into the top 1% who are actually crushing it and making 6, 7, and 8 figure returns in these markets right now, then you need to utilize a professional, research-driven approach, or you'll just end up wasting lots of time, money, and effort, and you have no results to show for all of your hard work. In these rapidly changing markets, you need to be constantly innovating and evolving. Technical analysis and outdated technical indicators, they won't work. Those days, they're long gone. If that's all you're relying on, the odds are already stacked up massively against you. If you want to change your results, you have to change your thinking. If you want to learn our exclusive, research-driven approach that is never taught to retail traders and only reserved for professional traders in the banks and hedge funds with access to powerful game-changing insights, including where the banks and hedge funds are buying and selling in real time, the key liquidity zones you can enter and exit the market with pinpoint precision, the fundamentals, the macroeconomics, the capital flows, the daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly real-time data-driven cycles and intermarket correlations, then you need to join our mentorship program. We are in one of the greatest eras of wealth creation the world has ever seen, and if you want to successfully capitalize on the huge money-making opportunities ahead and build significant life-changing wealth, then there's no better time than right now. If you want to upgrade your income, then you have to upgrade your skills. Never underestimate what you can achieve in the next few months from now with the right guidance and mentorship. Time is the most valuable commodity that we have, so make sure that you don't waste it. If you want to join our community of successful traders and take your trading to the next level, there is an opportunity for you to do so. As a member, you get access to our exclusive live trading room webinars. You get access to real-time trade ideas, access to institutional research and market intelligence, access to our private Members Academy website, and also support and one-to-one mentoring. For more information, just go to www.jointhelivetradingroom.com. The link is also below this report in the description, so just click on the link, make an application, and we will of course get in touch with you ASAP.